So don't forget Neighbours now at the new time of 2:10 here on BBC One, right after our daily dose of doctors.
Morning! Beautiful day. Morning.
Let's take a trip to the station, shall we? Come on.
Morning. You all right? Well, isn't he a ray of sunshine?
What's up with him?
When Jimmy's in one of these moods, it's usually only down to one thing.
No prices for guessing.
Guessing what?
Oh, you obviously don't know Jimmy well enough yet.
Hey, you're back. How's the course?
Oh, fantastic. Incredibly relaxing, almost spiritual. If you ever get the chance, you should try it.
Love to.
Well, if you need a guinea pig, I'm up for a good head massage.
There's a little bit more to the therapy than that.
Coffee's the best therapy this time of the day.
Sure thing, let me sort you out.
Nick, just the person.
That sounds ominous.
What do you know about craniosacral therapy?
Not as much as you, I'm guessing.
No, seriously. It can give a huge boost to the body's own natural healing processes. And in some cases, it has been reported to help where other treatments have failed.
You're saying it can help me?
Some people with spinal injuries have reported increased sensation in their limbs after just, well, a couple of sessions.
I'll try anything, believe me.
What's the science behind all this?
There are many well-documented case studies.
It's the placebo effect, if you ask me.
Give her a break.
I'm just adding a note of caution.
Believe me, I'm past being cautious.
You're setting yourself up for a fall.
Ignore her. When do we start?
How about later in the week, Thursday?
I look forward to it.
Good.
Do you know how humiliating this is?
I can't walk hundreds of miles without having properly prepared for the conditions.
Clive, you promised me you wouldn't walk naked anywhere near Leatherbridge.
OK, I admit I was enjoying myself a bit too much.
Oh, well, of course, as long as you were enjoying yourself, that's OK then.
You know that's not the point. Being naked is something to celebrate.
Not in all cases.
Well, apparently not in yours. Oh, this thing feels like sandpaper.
Have you taken a good look at yourself recently?
I do have a nasty blister
I
on
noticed. Look, I don't care what you say, I'm going to ring the surgery. But please, keep your coat on in the surgery.
What do you think I am? An exhibitionist?
Oh, great, thanks, Vivian. Did you want me for something else?
I'm disturbed about the course Dr. Woodson just attended.
Not with you.
Well, you know I don't approve of this kind of expenditure, but that's by the by. What really distresses me is that Dr. Woodson told Dr. West that it would help with his present medical condition.
Well, I mean, George and Nick are both doctors. I guess we can assume they know what they're doing and leave them to it.
I'm only bringing this up because of Dr. West. There's nothing worse in life than having your hopes raised needlessly.
Why, did George say that it would cure him?
No, not exactly.
Well, I mean, if Nick wants to give it a go, it's really not my place to tell him that he shouldn't. I mean, anyway, you know, there's no harm in trying, is there?
So you're not going to do anything?
Well, no, there's no reason why I should.
I was hoping for a firm lead from you on something as important as this. But I can see that that's too much to hope for.
Vivian. Clive.
What? Look out. What's the problem? No one can see anything.
You promised.
Mr. Oaksy.
Yeah, reckon you give that guy a few fashion tips?
Won't bother, he's just another nutcase.
You don't have a minute to go over Mr. Abrams' test results, do you?
Why?
Just a couple of things I need some advice on.
I'm not the only doctor around here.
Yeah, but he's your patient.
Come on, Jimmy, surely you can spare him a couple of minutes.
On what? You'll see my next patient?
Would you like to take a seat?
I prefer to stand.
Okay, so how can I help you? I'm not having any of that, okay? So put it away right now.
What?
Try that again, I'm calling the police.
What?
Now on your bike.
Hey, what's going on?
We've got ourselves a flasher.
I'm a naturist.
Yeah, right.
Come on, out you go. Jimmy?
There's my wife. Ask her. Go
Look,
on.
he's telling the truth.
Come on, mate. Out.
Get off me!
You must have heard about him. He's been all over the news.
Jimmy, Archie, hang on. Are you the bloke that's going to walk starkers around Britain?
Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
So, is he in or is he out? Jimmy?
You're wasting my time.
This doesn't faze you at all, does it?
My wife says I was born without the embarrassment gene.
She's right there.
Unfortunately, she's exactly the opposite.
I do say opposites attract and all that.
Well, I suppose they did in our case.
Well, come on then, how's that?
Joanne's a lecturer, and I'm... well, I was an army major. I'm not joking. But I've done my 18 years and taken the early departure payments. I want a complete change, had enough of the hierarchy. And while I work out what to do next, I'm planning this naked walk across Britain.
With all the other former army majors, you mean?
Yes, it is a little on the unique side, but I want to show people that the naked body is nothing to be ashamed of, and it's my right to express myself in a way that doesn't harm anybody else.
Well, go for it, I say. Right, well, that's it, we're all done. You've got a pretty bad case of windburn, which is really similar to sunburn. It's just as painful. You'll need some intensive moisturiser and to stay indoors for a few days. Oh, and I'd recommend you getting a pair of those moisturising gloves as well.
Are you kidding? I look like a right Jessie.
If you're going to be exposing your skin to some pretty cold weather for the next couple of months, believe me, you'll need skin as soft as Heidi Klum's.
Fancy joining me?
No, I don't think so.
Well, not for the whole trip. Just for a few miles when I head through the Midlands. If you'd try it, you'd find an incredible sense of inner peace. After a few miles, you become completely connected to nature. I'd recommend it.
Oh, yeah, right. I can just see you and me naked on the front of Lethbridge News. I'm sure your wife will be delighted.
Well, I've asked her to join me enough times.
She's not into it, then?
It involves removing clothing. Well, let's just say, I'm not willing to compromise and get dressed to keep other people happy.
Not even your wife?
OK, so the plan is for you to stay in the house for the next couple of days, all right?
Wouldn't be seen dead out of the house in these things.
Yes, but you're fine wandering around stark naked, aren't you? I mean, that makes a lot of...
What the...
It'll be those girls.
Bod? They can't even spell.
Look, this is hardly the time for semantics. You know exactly what this is about.
Joanne, you've got to expect this kind of thing. We've a lot of narrow-minded people around here. Just don't let it get to you. I'm certainly not about to.
Oh, you're just completely fine with this, are you?
That's better.
Clive.
We're inside now. Nobody can see me.
I can see you.
And what's the problem with that?
It is not attractive seeing you like this constantly. Crouching, bending over.
I thought you loved my body.
I do love your body, but I do not want to have to look at it from every conceivable angle constantly.
Relax.
I really hate it when you say that.
Confront the thing you fear. Take the bull by the horns. Here. There's that area between my shoulder blades I can't quite get to. Do you mind?
Yes, actually, I do mind. Well, I suppose I'll get it. Was it you two who did this?
Is he in here? Hello?
Now listen, I am going to call the police. Do you understand? You idiots!
I've lost the top to this. Can you see it?
Oh, for goodness sake.
What is it?
Look, this is exactly what I've been talking about. Don't you understand? There is good naked and there is bad naked, and this is definitely bad naked!
Where are you off to?
Not eaten anything in days. Her ambulance is completely empty. Have you ever had to take the babies away from the mothers? Only once. Right. Yeah.
Was this your handiwork? Hey, you two, come back here!
I've come about Clive. He's got to stop parading himself. I mean, it's not normal, is it?
Clive's a man passionate about his beliefs. He just takes it further than most people.
Well, that's it, is it? Well, I'm just supposed to settle and just think this is all fine. Is that right?
No, of course not.
Look, I do get it. I do understand that after years of conforming, he needs his personal freedom and celebrating the naked form. But, I mean, this really does have to stop. I mean, he's losing it, isn't it? That's what is going on here.
I really don't think that he's mentally ill.
You don't?
If I catch you, you're dead! Do you hear me?
I don't know.
So how did he get into it?
I suppose it was my fault in a way. I thought it'd be an adventure for us to spend some weeks in Europe before we settle back here, you know, a holiday. But Clive, oh no, he always has to seek out something different, and this time it was a nudist camp. He just had to try it.
And you didn't?
Well, I really don't see the need to flaunt myself. But Clive, no, he went for it. He went for it in a big way, as you've seen. And now it is literally the most important thing in his life. It is more important than anything else.
Including his relationship with you?
Yes.
What does he say when you talk to him about it?
Well, he doesn't. That's the whole point, isn't it? He's either... well, he's defensive, or he ignores me, or he treats it as a big joke.
Oh. Excuse me! Excuse me! I wonder if you could help. I only want to get into my house.
How would you feel seeing your man naked all the time?
Well, it would be different.
I can assure you the novelty soon wears off. It's not as exciting as people might think.
It's not a turn-on.
Exactly.
Well, don't you think these things kind of cut both ways?
Oh. You mean my clothes?
I'm sorry, I just couldn't help noticing that.
I was always commenting on it.
Sounds like a typical man, totally unsubtle.
Yes, well, it certainly makes things worse. He doesn't desire me, and I Well, I don't desire him.
You seem really angry about all this.
I am. I'm really angry with him all the time. I hate feeling like this. I really do. I just can't help it. I don't even know what came first, whether it was my anger or his resentment or whether it was the other way around, but it just keeps going round and round in my head, and I think about it all the time, and I'm just so confused by everything, that's all. Hello. Yeah, what is it this time?
It wasn't my fault those girls came back. I answered the door wearing a towel. One of them snatched it, so I chased them down the street.
Clive.
Well, I wasn't going to let them get away with it. Then one of our dear neighbours rang the police.
I haven't got all day, you know.
Can you just get here ASAP? Looks like you're stuck with me a little bit longer, I'm afraid.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Naked in public again. They're charging him.
Oh, I am sorry.
Look, do you think you could possibly come with me to the station?
It's a bit difficult for me to get time off work.
Look, he is really going to need a more official advocate than his wife. And it was you who recommended the moisturiser and the gloves. Look, please, you know him. You could explain this. He's not a criminal.
Jimmy.
I'm under surveillance now, am I?
I just thought you might want to talk about stuff.
You can't still be in with those test results.
Yeah, but there's obviously been something bugging you all day.
So?
I just thought it just seems better to talk about these things with a bloke. That's all. If that's what you wanted, I mean, someone said something about woman trouble.
You wouldn't want to know.
Hey, you're not one with a boring love life.
You could do with your own parking spot outside. Who's your friend?
I'm Clive's nurse. He came to see me about his blistered skin.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't be gallivanting around the countryside with nothing on.
Yeah, but the point is, I always wanted him to apply moisturiser over his whole body and to wear those gloves as part of his treatment.
That's all well and good, but did you also tell him to strip off and chase a group of teenage girls down the street?
Well, no, I didn't.
Look, those girls have been harassing us for a couple of weeks now. They are constantly ringing our front doorbell, trying to catch Clive naked.
Not too much of a challenge, that.
Look, it's not like Clive assaulted those girls.
He was naked in the street, and that's conduct likely to cause a breach of the peace.
Yeah, well, I think breach of the peace is open to interpretation.
I'm not about to debate the finer points of the law with you, love.
Yeah, but isn't it all subjective? I can think of far worse things, like spitting in public, for instance.
People aren't threatened by other people spitting. They are threatened by a naked man coming towards them.
Yeah, but he only went after them because they've been pestering him. Anybody else would do the same thing. Walking around naked in public isn't dangerous to other people, so why shouldn't he be able to practice something he really believes in?
If you're fishing for my opinion on nudists, you're wasting your time.
I'm just thinking of my patient's health. Look, the state his body's in, he's not going to be going anywhere for the next few weeks. So why don't you let him be my responsibility? I know how to deal with him.
I'm warning you. Next time...
You'll lock him up and throw away the key. That's absolutely fine by us.
Just so long as we understand each other.
We just didn't want you to think we were all gossiping about you.
Yeah, but you have.
Well, maybe a little.
I'm sure it makes for interesting conversation in the staff room.
Jimmy's Bachelor Adventures, the latest instalment.
But it was more interesting when I wasn't.
Wasn't what?
Bachelor.
Oh, I mean you married? Yeah, right.
No, I don't believe you then.
No, I do. I just need to get my head round it. I mean, whoever she was must have been quite something to hook you.
Yeah, Amanda was. She was also exactly what I needed at that time of my life.
Did you feel trapped?
It wasn't that kind of marriage. I was free to come and go.
Oh, you mean...
Yeah.
And she was all right with you seeing other women?
Well, she put up with it. Helped keep us together, in fact.
It was a lucky escape. The next time your new best friend, the sergeant, might not be so accommodating.
I'm well aware of that. Look, thank you for everything. This is our problem now. You don't have to stay.
Well, I still think I can be of some help.
Yeah. I agree.
Is this some kind of conspiracy?
No, Clive, why are you saying that? Look, why don't you and me have a little talk?
I think that's a fantastic idea. I'll just wait in the kitchen. Keep your coat on.
There's nothing Michelle hasn't seen already. I don't get her.
In what way?
She's actually more offended by my being naked at home than she is by my being naked in public.
But that's the whole point, isn't it?
How do you mean?
Oh, when it comes down to it, she's more worried about how your nudity is affecting your relationship than what other people might think.
She's not helping things by walking round like Mother Courage.
Yeah, but don't you think you wind her up by being naked around the house all the time? Her covering up just might be a reaction to that.
She needs to get over it.
Well, it's not as easy as that.
If she fancies me, which she says she does, then what's her problem?
Clive, when it comes to women, it's best to leave something to the imagination.
So married life wasn't for you in the end, then?
People change, needs change. And there was Sarah.
Who's Sarah?
She worked as a receptionist at the mill. I had great times with her. But Eva, something else entirely.
I'll bet.
Yeah, and attached.
But I thought that's what you said you want. No other fun and excitement without any of the responsibility or hassle.
Or maybe she's worth the responsibility and the hassle. I don't know. For the first time, I'm the other man. I'm not finding it fun.
Maybe she'd leave him for you.
Maybe.
Well, how do you know she won't?
I don't. She won't talk about it.
What's her make her?
It's easier said than done.
What, you scared of getting bad news? Well?
Like I said, it's easier said than done.
But you can't carry on like this forever. I mean, it's better to know one way or the other.
Thank you. Could you do me a huge favour? This is really hurting my legs. Thanks. Could you get me some of those bananas? Oh, no, the organic. Do you want to...
Where's Clive?
Gone upstairs.
You didn't chat for very long.
Didn't need to.
I'm sorry, I'm not really sure what I thought you could achieve, but this has just been a complete waste of your time.
I'm not so sure.
Look, it's okay. Next stop for us is the divorce courts.
Joanne, you do still love him, don't you?
Yes, of course I do.
Then why don't you show him?
How? He won't even listen to me. Which leaves what? Marriage counselling.
I've got a much less painful solution.
Can I have one red, one blue, please? Oh, now I've gone and forgotten the milk. Would you be a sweetheart and go and get me a litre of semi-skimmed? I'll meet by the flowers.
You sure this is the right thing to wear? Michelle?
What? Believe me, this is the right thing to wear.
Oh, can I come in?
Close your eyes. Yeah, Joanne, just keep your eyes closed. Wait there a minute. Why don't you keep your eyes closed and there? Okay, now, this way. Keep your eyes closed. Okay, now 1, 2, 3. Both open your eyes.
Oh, darling. That's better.
My raincoat?
Well, not exactly.
Go on, go for it.
I think this is what they call good naked.
I think so too.
Thank you.
It's quite a stunt.
Charm gets you a long way.
Cheeky, me.
You've obviously not been in a chair long. It's just a matter of time before you're doing it.
You saying all wheelchair users take advantage?
No, but the fact that it amused you suggests it won't be beneath you.
The nerve of it tickled me. Anyway, I don't think it'd look good if one of my patients called me.
Patience? Why, are you a doctor?
Someone's got to do it.
At St. Phil's?
Round the corner, the mill. My chariot awaits.
See you then.
Yeah. Thanks for the tip.
It's really lovely being in a proper home again, isn't it, Gwynnie?
Lovely.
Gwynnie.
You're a stalker.
I would be, but disabled access can be a bit of a cow.
You feel guilty?
Well, and I shouldn't.
Of course you should. You were driving. I can't see it was anyone's fault but yours.
Kevin makes a promise he might regret in EastEnders tonight at 8. And coming next on BBC1, it's Neighbours.